Responsibility. A lot of people don't like this word because it usually implies that you have to take action or that you're being forced to take action. But this word is actually very self-empowering. Okay, hear me out, right? Again, because of that negative association with the word responsibility, we tend to feel pressured. We tend to feel we need to take action. Someone wants us to take action. We're being told to do something. But let's break it down. Responsibility, response, and ability. Okay? This word actually, here's why it's self-empowering, because it actually implies your control you have over something. You have the ability to respond a certain way, and ability, which basically means it's in your power, it's in your control. You're competent in this regard or to this degree, right? So you can respond within your competency, basically. You can act within your limitations of action, or as limitations of action would imply, it's kind of a negative construct. Rather, within your fullness of your ability to do whatever the task is that's being required, right? So it's actually a very empowering word that a lot of times we associate negatively, because many times when responsibility is brought up, it's being brought up in a negative context, right? So naturally, that the more something is used in a negative context, the more negativity is going to be associated with it in our own minds mentally, right? But this is a very self-empowering word. This is a very self-empowering direction for you to go. It enables you to take control, right? It enables you to have power. It puts power in your hands, which is, assuming you know how to use power, good, right? And we all want control, right? Often we become insecure or uncertain about things, and we worry a lot, or we become anxious because things are outside of our control, and we try to take them into our control, right? So be excited when responsibility comes your way, because this is a sign that something that is in your control, or something that needs something done about it, is in your control, right? Something that needs fixing, something that needs something you have to offer, time, patience, love, understanding, action, right? It's within your control. It's within your power to do something about, right? And oftentimes that's what we want. How often do we say, if I ruled the world, yada, yada, yada. If I was the governor, this thing wouldn't be so bad, right? If I was the president of the United States would be better off. If I was the King of England, our economy would be better. If I was this, if I was that, if this was in my control, right, there would be a better outcome, right? So that's what responsibility is. It's an acknowledgement that something is in your control. Something is in your reach of you being able to take action and actually make an impact and do something good with it, which is super exciting, because there it is. There it is. Now you are the King of England. Now you are the President of the U.S. Now you are the governor of wherever. Now the world is under your rule, right? Responsibility gives you that power. It gives you that self-empowering realization that you were looking for, and it puts something within your scope of you being able to act upon it and do something positive for it, if you decide to do something positive, or negative if you don't. Or if you do nothing at all, well, someone else will have to clean up that mess, right? Or solve the problem and make the $1 million you could have made. However you want to see it. But again, emphasis on this is actually a very positive word if you let it be one, right? It, like I said, it's very self-empowering. It puts power into your hands. It puts the control into your hands. It allows you to take action and make a change and affect something for the better, right? To finally have something in your control to make that difference you want to make. I want to reflect again and remind you, responsibility is a one big word made up of two smaller words. Response and ability, right? Your response to something, your ability to take action to something, and your ability, right? Your something that's within your competency to do, to achieve, to accomplish, to make happen, to change for the better, hopefully. So get excited. Get excited about responsibility. Responsibility is super, super exciting because taking responsibility means you're taking the response into your own hands, acknowledging your ability, acknowledging the power, and taking the action to make that change that you want to happen, right? It's kind of an acknowledgement of choice, to be honest, right? Which is very empowering of itself. So think about that. Think about that. Think about how that impacts you, right? Because ultimately that's what we want. We want responsibility, right? Because responsibility in our lives gives us meaning. So a lot of times, again, we associate it negatively because it seems to be forced on us, or it seems to be a demand or an expectation, and that makes us uncomfortable, right? But really what most people are looking for in their life, arguably everybody, whether they know it or not, is responsibility, because that's where your meaning comes from. And so that's worth getting excited for, right? Oftentimes that's what we're looking for anyway. We're looking around for responsibility. We're looking for ways to impact. We're looking for ways to have more power or more control or more influence, or to get ourselves out there, to get our messages out there, to share our beliefs. And that's actually, we're just looking for responsibility. And so a lot of times when others throw it at us, we think that because it's coming to us and we're not actually taking it, because we didn't because we're not looking for it and receiving it, it's being forced upon us and we're taking it. We don't always like that, but sometimes that's actually okay, and that's natural in some cases. Sometimes responsibility shows up just the way it's meant to, and you could take advantage of that, and you could say, okay, I wasn't looking for this responsibility, but I am looking for responsibility, probably. I am looking to, to share my knowledge, to take action, to express my beliefs and myself. And even though this appears to be coming to me rather than me reaching out and finding it, I don't have to see that as a threat, right? I can see that as an opportunity. So yeah, responsibility isn't as scary as we think it is. It's oftentimes a blessing in disguise. And what more needs to be said, right? This is your self-empowering word that you've been looking for, right? How can you make that difference, right? You were already looking for responsibility, probably. So don't be afraid of it when it comes. Don't back down or become defensive or enter your fright or flight mode of either running or beating it out of the path and getting rid of it, because oftentimes it's just what you needed, it's just what you were looking for, and it's what's gonna bring you closer towards your purpose, bring you closer towards meaning in life. And meaning and purpose only brings you that much closer to joy and excitement and happiness.